I knew like the only way I was going to get better at it and also
Mm.
not feel so uncomfortable was to do it.
We talked about the analogy of like long legs and short legs, right? So if
Mhm.
being seen and being visible feels like a giant step, how do we not try to take that huge step from the get-go? Because like only people with really long legs can do that. So like
Mhm.
owning that, like, okay, this might be a moment where my legs are a little shorter. How do I like break down the steps to climb up to my destination? And also just recognizing there are things that we're already good at that we do quote unquote have the long legs for and to step up also. So I'm kind of curious, like maybe not even right now, even like in the beginning of your journey, like what was your set of long legs and what were a set of your short legs?
Mm. Um, Honestly, in the beginning, my long legs, even as an introvert, was networking and like talking to people. I had been in the hospitality restaurant industry for many years. And so I was kind of forced to talk to people. And I learned how to do so in I guess like a work kind of a work slash job type environment, right? Because even now,
Mhm.
like social situations, if it has nothing to do with business, I still feel very awkward. But I
Mm.
learned how to talk about work. I think about like Beyonce and Sasha Fierce, right? So that's what it felt like. So when I got into business, like, oh, it's like that. It's like when I'm waitressing, it's like, okay, this is me talking about my business, talking about my service in this
Mm.
particular way. So that was very helpful for me versus just like talking about myself or
Mm.
hobbies and stuff like that. That didn't come as naturally to me. I would say short legs has been initially it was showing up on camera because I was so used to being behind the scenes. I was the one creating the content, I was the one filming the content, all that good stuff, but I wasn't typically the one in front of the camera. And
Mhm.
so I, being me, I just like really threw myself in it. You talk about those practices. I knew like the only way I was going to get better at it and also
Mm.
not feel so uncomfortable was to do it. And
Mhm.
so like me being extra, I went and I started two series, one like an interview series and then one a teaching series. And that's what
Mhm.
helped me like get that strength and like take that short leg
Mm.
or something that's like I'm not feeling very comfortable about and being able to turn to something that is now a long leg. I remember before I would prepare so long before I did a live, even if I was having a conversation with someone, it
Yeah.
would just be hours. And now I'm like, oh, I just feel like going live today, and I could just go on there
Mm.
and not feel so nervous about it. And but that took practice. That was not how I came out the gate. But with that
Mhm.
practice, that was able to be developed. Because for me, it's like I'm just talking into this screen, and it's interesting. People think about it different ways, but I'm like I'm just talking to this screen. The people, if I have comments, I don't even have to look at the comments if I don't want to. Like I feel like I have a
Yeah.
lot more control online versus when you're in person and like
Yeah.
people are there. So it takes a little bit of a different skill set. And I feel pretty good in that area, but still developing
Mhm.
for sure.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I love the word practice. It's something I do in my coaching all the time. Like after I go through a session with a client, like we usually decide like what are like 1 to 2 at least actions that you want to take to get yourself closer to this version of yourself you want to be, right? If you say I want to be more courageous in front of the camera, I want to be cuz like the way we define being seen is pretty broad, right? Like we've been
Hmm.
talking about being on camera, we talk about being a speaker on stage, but I just imagine in everyday moments, like we're being seen, right? When we
Hmm.
speak up in a meeting, when we tell someone how we really feel about something and we feel nervous about that, right? All those are different versions of being seen. And all those, if it's not your long legs or what feels natural to you already, most definitely requires some sort of practice to
Hmm.
get a little more comfortable with it. And for me, I feel like it's so important about the environment in which you practice too, and the
Yes.
expectations you have for yourself when you practice. So, for example, even like getting on camera, I think I tried to get on camera 2 years ago. And I just like would I mean, I didn't literally break out in hives. It metaphorically felt like I was breaking out in hives every time I do it. So I was just so anxious about it because, like you said, it was like, oh, will people judge me? Oh no, this is recorded. Like if I slip up in this or I said the wrong thing, it's like permanently on the web now. Or like I have a tendency to mash my words together, so I'm like, "Oh, no, someone's gonna think I stutter." So, there's all these, like, worries about how other people will see us and will perceive us. But I was trying to like do too many things at once, right? It's like I had to like
Mm,
actually realize step by step, look at each of those questions. Like they come as like a storm of questions in your mind, but to slow down, I'm like, okay, if it's about slurring your words or like mixing up your words, like what about that makes us anxious, right? What would actually feel like a better way? What's another way to look at this as well? And to kind of like mini sessions of like debunking each of these thoughts. And then deciding like what do I want to practice around it. And one of the practices I used to do was I'm not going to edit any of my videos, that I'm going to
mm,
actually allow myself to say the wrong word and then right then and there catch
mhm,
myself and explain it to people like, "Oh, actually,
mhm,
no, I caught myself. I meant this other thing instead." Or brain farting, like
mhm,
completely blanking out and be like, "You know what? Crystal actually lost my thought. Can you help me out over here instead?"
mhm.
So being able to choose that one thing to practice first, because yeah, when we say like being on camera, there's so much to it.
Yes.
Or like being seen, there's so much to it, even in a one-on-one conversation as well.
Mhm. I love, what you said about just addressing it in the moment because that's just such a good way to, like, approach that because, again, if we were speaking in person, that's, what
Yeah,
you would yeah, you do.
no,
Again,
I'm
it's
gonna go
very and
back
it
and
that's
edit.
yeah, and it's very and it's so and so it's interesting because it's like that is a natural interaction that you would have if you
Mm,
were doing it in person. But when and I do and those are real concerns, right? Of like we know how people can be online, people can
mhm. Yeah.
sometimes distort things, but at the same time, the people who, again, who is meant for, because if those people who are doing that, they were already looking for anything anyway. So you really
Yeah.
can't change too much of
Mhm.
their opinion about you. But the people who are looking and who resonate with you, they're going to be like, oh, like I kind of do that too. Again, these are these connection points. That's why I
Mm.
like when things aren't super like perfect, and sometimes it's things that we're thinking about and other people like they think it's cool or they think it's cute or like sometimes, like I'm from St. Louis, Missouri, and like I know sometimes my accent may come, and some people may think that that's awesome. Like at this point, I don't think too much of it, but I remember in college, like I was very self
Mhm.
conscious of how I talk because I was around
Mhm.
people who didn't talk like me, and so it was very. But now I'm just like, well, I mean, this is how else am I supposed to be?